Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the Doc of Detox show. And today's show is the Ultimate Fasting Q&A. And just know this, we've made it easier for everyone. So you're actually going to be using the Doc of Detox phone number, okay, which is 855-900-4544, and then extension 7 when you want to call in, and then your phone calls will go in queue. So we have a whole new system. It'll make it easier for everybody. Okay. And I would like everyone to know that if somebody you know could not watch the show, they can go to docofdetoxshow.com, or they can go to Doc of Detox on YouTube, and then you can even watch it in a different language if you know somebody who doesn't speak English. Okay. And just know that. And I want to thank my co-host, Abby Michelle. Hi, Abby.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
Fabulous. Okay, so everybody, we really would want you to call in. Understand something. The power to heal, okay, can only happen if you're into self-care. All right. If you're into healthcare, whether you're into natural healthcare or you're into medical healthcare, it's not going to happen. What really happens is that if you want health, you want a vibrant, healthy lifestyle, and you don't want to become part of the majority, then you're going to have to take your power back. There's no choice in the matter. And listen, until you know better, you'll never do better. And understand something. Don't go beating yourself up about any type of illness or disease you have, and how long you've had it, because you know what? It's very challenging coming down here to planet Earth and then realizing that the power was always inside of you and that you were only limited by your beliefs. So I need everybody to understand that if you want health, you're going to have it. You are an amazing person, and you have the ability to heal from anything. And I truly, honestly believe that. Now, before we start, I just want to go over. A couple of things. We're going to be going to Toronto, and we're going to be leaving and doing Toronto on April 12th, 13th, and 14th. And I'm going to be giving actually 7 lectures in just 3 days, and I'm going to be doing 3 TV shows. And so there's a lot going on. So if you know anybody in the Toronto area, they should come to the Total Health Lecture. It's downtown. And it's one of the biggest lectures in North America. And also, just so you know this, Abby and Sage are coming, so they're going to be doing treatments. So if you know anybody in Toronto who would like to get some deep tissue treatments or some non-surgical treatments, they can book. There's not a lot of bookings left, but they can call into the clinic to check that out. Okay. Now, Tuesday, which is tomorrow, I'll be doing Braveheart, and the show is called Do You Deserve to Heal? Now, you might think, what does he mean by that? Well, you know what? When I was raised, I was raised in a very Christian church, and I learned a lot of good things. But by the time I was probably a teenager, I didn't believe that I deserved anything because I was such a sinner. Seriously. And I'll tell you, if I didn't really get to love myself and respect myself, I would never be where I am today. And I'm saying that there's beautiful people out there that believe they're not worthy. And understand something. If you've been taught that you're not worthy, then the chances of you healing are not going to be good, because you are limited by your beliefs. Or if you sent yourself to what I'd like to call judgment jail. If you send yourself to judgment jail and you don't learn how to totally forgive yourself and others and totally embrace loving yourself, then how are you going to ever totally heal yourself? Give that a thought, and then if you have time, join us tomorrow. And all the practitioners out there that belong to our New World Practitioner group, we will be holding that on Wednesday, and we'll be taking the whole fasting thing apart, and we'll be talking about fasting for different types of illnesses, conditions, emotional and physical. Okay. And then for everybody, on April the 17th will be my next show when we get back, and it's the science of ionic calcium. We're going to be giving you all the scientific information to back up that SAC ionic calcium is the biggest breakthrough in the last probably 75 years in nutritional science. All right. And then we're going to do another Q&A on the 19th. All right. Just so anybody knows. And blue light and 5G toxicity show will be on May the 15th. A lot of people have been waiting for it. So we just released that. And also letting everybody know for the Whole Life Coach course that's starting May the 4th, we have 3 places left in the Whole Life Coach training. And we have 2 places left in the Wolfe Deep Tissue and Non-Surgical training. And that's it. So if anybody's been thinking about it or on the fence, our St. Petersburg, Florida course starts on June the 9th. And there'll be 2 Whole Life Coach courses, plus a Wolfe Deep Tissue and a Non-Surgical. And we also have courses booked for Australia in November. Okay? And that's about it. So let's get started with the Ultimate Fast Q&A. And what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about fasting. I hope people have taken a look at the fasting guide at the Doc of Detox library, or you watch the fasting show, which you can see on the docofdetoxshow.com. So feel free to call in, everybody. You can call in now if you want, if you have questions. And it would really kick things off well, okay? All right? So what we're going to do is, Abby, if you'd like to start, let's talk about some of the things that we would use in a water fast and why we use them, okay?
Sounds good. So I just have to move this closer. I didn't realize how far I put it away from me. Okay. So first things first with a water fast is you want to use good quality structured water. So having a structured water unit is the most important part. And I asked you if I had everything, and that's the one thing I forgot to put on my table. But the portable units, you have it. Do you want to show it?
I can get it, but you know what I did?
What?
We have to back up a little bit.
Okay.
Why don't, Abby, you bring on Mary Stupin, and you and her talk about what she just went through. And I'll sit back and you guys take it away.
Sounds good. All right, Mary. So you just finished your extended water fast.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long did you go for?
18 days.
Oh, before we go any further, though, can you explain who Mary is? And Mary, please give your background, and then talk about why you did it and go through everything like that, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I am a practitioner and I studied under Dr. Darrell Wolfe. I'm a whole life coach practitioner. And so it was actually my husband that decided initially that he wanted to do the fast. He felt like he just really kind of wanted a reset in his life. And I said, I'll do it with you because I actually have some hip pain and some back pain it's really intermittent, but it had been bothering me lately. And I said, you know what? I need to do this. So let's do this together. And so I began the fasting process to heal that. And what was remarkable about it right away is that I healed the back pain and the hip pain in 5 days. So the 5th day in the fast, it was completely gone. And it had been bothering me off and on for 15 years.
Amazing.
Since I had children. Yeah. So I decided to go on the fasting process initially for that sort of pain. And I just kept going because there were so many healing aspects of it that I could see happening in my body. And it was sending me a very clear message that it needed this work. So I continued to do it sheerly out of love for myself to grow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And 18 days, that's a long journey.
Yes. Well, part of the protocol that Dr. Wolfe has been teaching us, 18 days is kind of a special time. It's a long, extended period of time, but of course you can go longer if needed. But 18 days was what Dr. Wolfe initially counseled me to try. So I went ahead and continued on through the 18 days. And it was the 18th day that I broke the fast that I did decide it was time. Yeah.
Amazing. Beautiful. Yeah. And that's what we like to go with the magic numbers, 3, 6, 9, 15, 18, so on and so forth. So that's where we get those numbers from.
Right.
Abby, we have a caller. Can we take this caller and then we'll come right back? Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. All right, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Susan from Chicago. How are you?
I'm fine, Susan. How are you doing?
Well, I'm actually in the past 11 days, I've had probably the most severe respiratory virus I've ever had, but today I'm doing a little bit better. And that was the reason for my first question. I put together a few questions for you and Abby. The first one is, can you do a water fast when you're ill or when you're recovering from being ill? And the reason why I ask is today I was finally feeling better. I was able to exercise a little bit and do a few things after 11 days. And I thought maybe I'll try a 1 day water fast to see if I could take that energy that's put on digestion and put it into some healing. So I did start a 1 day water fast this morning, but I thought I better call in and check and see, is that something that would be recommended?
Well, I would first be looking at doing the perfect day because that's intermittent fasting. And I would be using foods that are totally non inflammatory, causing no mucus congestion. And you could do things like lemon, honey, and cayenne. You could do that mixture. And of course, you could do the Ormus minerals, the fulvic to pull out the heavy metals and the toxins, right? And you
Make
could
sure you're
use,
using the
Right.
nebulizer.
and of course, yeah, you want to nebulize the fulvic eye drops and the silver bullet. And if you're on the ionic calcium, you do all of those things. But I'll tell you right now that if you're already feeling weak, okay, even though you're shutting down your digestive tract, remember something: when you go into a water fast, you're going into those things that will put you in a hospital, that will give you a debilitating chronic disease, or will put you in the nursing home. Okay, so when you're going after them, there is a bit of a battle that goes on. Okay, you've got lots of great things when you go into water fast, that you're eating up the dead cells of the disease and creating stem cells and doing lots of great work. But the reality is that you are shutting things down, but you're turning other things on. Abby, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, well, with anything like when we're going through an illness or just even the respiratory infection, I mean, it is better to eat less. So don't eat a lot of meals with your perfect day, but eating the right things, like Dr. Wolf said, and sticking to the anti-inflammatory foods and the foods that are going to help to cleanse out those things. So jacking up your curcumin cayenne, of course, is going to be really important. And then once you're feeling better, I would like to see you come on and do another water fast in a like I would do the perfect day for 2 months and then do another water fast. But you can always do the 24-hour fast once a week after you're feeling like 100%.
Or,
That's what I would recommend.
you can actually do this too. So let's just get you feeling stronger, okay?
Mhm.
And then let's look at
Mhm.
the 4 day perfect day, which is the intermittent fasting with a really great whole plant based diet and support, nutritional support. Let's do that for 4 days. And then let's go Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and try that for like a month. Because let's meet halfway here. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. The subconscious is a really little tricky thing. Well, it's actually not little, it's the biggest part of your brain. And the reality is that most people will say, I'm going to do this because I love myself. But actually, we will actually end up dishonoring ourselves. Like if you told me you had a respiratory infection and you've been sick for 11 days and you're going to do a water fast, that's your subconscious saying this is going to be loving ourselves, but it's not. Let's just try to meet halfway and be logical. You know what your subconscious always wants you to do, because it doesn't want you to change or move forward in life. It'll have you take on a bigger project than you can handle so that you will fall. Instead of taking things step by step, you'll take 3 steps at a time and then trip and go, well, that doesn't work for me. So, and understand something, and I need everybody to get this. The biggest problem with society today is they don't understand that their subconscious rules them. End of story. It's 90% of your brain. And if you don't understand that your subconscious is not your friend, okay, until you have erased and replaced every belief with total love, total self love. And trust me, most people are never going to pull this off because they're either got sinner syndrome or they've got judgment jail going on. And I see it in everyone. Okay. So I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just trying to tell you that is your hurdle to get over. So you better make sure you actually are creating a really loving program and not just going, and trying to push through something and then injure yourself. And you're not going to injure yourself, put yourself in the hospital, but your subconscious is going to set you up to make you believe that fasting is not the way. Abby, would you like to take over?
Yeah. So, what have you been doing during your this period of time where you've been going through the respiratory infection? I'm just curious.
Well, I
First,
don't have an
before I
infection, but I
jump
did have
in.
it's a viral respiratory flu that's going around. I've been doing a lot of things. I'm doing all of my traditional supplements. I'm doing the fulvic. I'm doing the humic. I'm doing the tummy love, the divine vine, the ATP. I've been gargling with not gargling. Yeah, I've been gargling with silver bullet and thieves because my throat for 5 days was so sore I couldn't even speak. It was horrible.
Okay.
I also have been doing the nebulizer 3 times a day, following the perfect protocol to the best I can with my diet, drinking hot water, lemon and honey, and the cinnamon essential oils. I've been breathing steams. I'm finally now starting to cough up a lot of things out of my lungs. Um,
Okay,
I've been
Susan, one
believe it or
second.
not, in order to breathe, I had Vicks. I put Vicks in my nose all the time so I could keep breathing because my
Okay.
nose was plugged shut.
Make
I
sure
was not
you're
able. I did a
keeping calm
little
at the
bit.
same time though, because you're sound a little on edge with everything you're doing too. So making sure you stay easy with everything and loving with everything, not like over the top with everything. Because as we talked about when I was with you, your energy can get very worked up about everything you're doing sometimes. So making sure you're staying more calm and peaceful in the process.
You're
I
fine.
did.
You're
I
going to
did a lot of meditating too. I was so sick I couldn't do anything, so I spent a couple hours a day at least meditating, which helped a lot
Go ahead,
too.
Darrell.
I was just going to say, I'm pleased, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I know it all, but I will tell you the mind is an amazing thing. Okay. I'll tell you that right now. There could be a 1,000 people in this room coughing and sneezing, and I'm not going to get sick. All right. I'm not going to get sick. We really need to go back in time. We need to really go back and take a look at the Braveheart loving steps and go back and do some recall healing. All right. We need to go back and find out what our value is. And do you deserve to be well, Susan? Is there something way down deep buried inside of you, okay, that is creating you not getting well for some reason? Because you are doing a lot of work, okay? All right. And it should be coming much easier, okay? It should be coming much easier to you. There's some emotional issues here, and it's about connecting to your breath, really about connecting to your breath and totally authentically knowing who you are, right? And how do you feel about life? How do you feel about your family? How does your family feel about you? Okay? These are things that I would really take a look at because I've had thousands of people, and I mean tens of thousands of people doing fastings, and I've been working with cancer for like almost 40 years now, and I can tell you when somebody walks into me, I can tell right away with their emotional state how long it's going to take, even if it's going to work. And I'm not saying that I'm right all the time, and I'm not trying to be a smarty about this, but I will tell you where the mind goes, the body follows.
I'm with you. I'm listening.
Well, I'm telling you, there's something still there. And I think you really need to find out what that is, okay? You're going to have to do some soul searching. You're going to have to do some recall healing, okay? You're going to have to do some mind
Okay.
mapping. You got to find out what happened, what injured that little girl, okay? All right?
Mhm.
Because I'm going to tell you something. The body is totally amazing and it will heal. And I will tell you, when people do the perfect day and do the ultimate fast, I'm if you saw, if we have time today, I'll tell you some of the things that have happened in the last 3 weeks with our patients, and you just won't believe it. Patients that have said that, oh, go home and, we can't do anything for you. Get your will ready. People who have said, you've got an incurable disease. This will be the best day you're ever going to have, so enjoy it. So we know the power. Okay. So there's something there, Susan. There really is. There's something still there. And there's something you have to take a look at. Who do you need to forgive, or who do you need to make peace with, or find out what that is. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm working on that stuff still too. So it's not like I'm saying I've got it. Okay. Abby?
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. That's the root of everything. When we really get down to it, it's these emotions that we're holding on to, these different events that have taken place in our lives that we sometimes don't even remember took place. And those get trapped in us. And once you dig down and really dig into it, you're going to find it. And when you can find peace with it and find forgiveness within yourself for all of the people or all of these situations that happen, you're going to heal. And I know from being with you that that is the root of it. When we were together, that's what I felt.
Mary?
100%.
Mary,
Yes.
would you like to come on and add something to this?
Yes, it's really interesting. The thing that I really want to talk about is practicing, like you talked about before. That's going to help her a lot. I did do the perfect day for 2 years, and I also did a series of water fasts of shorter ones that allows you to kind of soften up. Not only are you softening up like your physical body to allow more healing to take place, you're also working on the inner emotional work. When you start to fast and you start to feel these changes going on in your body, you create a connection with yourself. And the more you practice that connection, the easier it's going to be for her to find what it is that's keeping her from healing. So I think the practice of that is really, really important too.
That is, you hit it right on the head. And I just want to know why you're not willing to totally love yourself, Susan. And you don't have to answer that today, but that's the question that everybody needs to answer. And isn't it kind of funny how tomorrow the show is, do you deserve to heal? And I'll tell you, it's a big question. You know what? I grew up feeling that I didn't deserve anything, that I was just not a good person. So anything that I did get in the way of sickness, I believe that I deserved it. So, how much we don't want to suffer, but the problem is, how much are we willing to allow ourselves to heal?
Yeah. I hear everything you're saying. I did go in for a strep test because a lot
Do you
of
have
people
any
have been
questions, Susan, besides
turning into strep.
what we just discussed?
Yeah, she's talking.
Oh, I can't
Go
hear
ahead,
her.
Susan.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I was talking with the physician about how long this virus has been lasting, he said it's been lasting for the average person from 2 to 4 weeks. So I hear what you're saying.
Okay, but Susan,
and I
Susan,
totally understand. But I'm doing a lot of other things. So what you're saying too is I should be healing a lot faster
well, let's put it
than the normal person because I was doing a lot of things.
this way, okay? I don't want to be average. Do you want to be average, Susan? The average person thinks
No.
that a good diet is one that's inflammatory and is actually killing them. The average person thinks that love is abusive. Okay? The average person is the 85% that's walking around with a chronic autoimmune disease, and the last 12 to 15 years of their life they're spent suffering, and by the last probably 20 years of their life, 15 years of their life, they're spending all their money trying to look for the cure. So understand something. When you go to a medical doctor, and please, I know people don't like when I say this, and I'm not saying this but the thing is medical doctors are not health practitioners. They're telling you that in the average person, this virus would be in. Well, the average person thinks that milk's okay. They think cheese is okay. And I know you're not eating that, Susan, right now, but I'm just trying to tell you something, that you can't come from somebody that all they do is rattle off statistics, because I don't belong in any statistics, okay? I'm not like any 63-year-old man that I know, and I never will be. I'm unique. We're all unique. And as soon as we find our authentic selves, we don't belong in that anymore. So to go to him and him saying to you, well, the average person, you're going to have this for 3 weeks. So right away your subconscious says, well, then I'm going to settle in and I'll have this for about 3 weeks. Well, you know what? That's the whole thing about mind over matter. Okay. And I will tell you that. Now, Mary, you've been training with us for about 3 years, correct?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay,
Yep.
so it takes 3 years, doesn't it, Mary? Can you just tell Susan what it takes? What it takes, not, look at, first of all, let me just say this. Everybody out there that's listening right now, my heart goes out to you because I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you're surviving because, Mary, what did it take to find the real Mary? Can you please just let everybody know that? Because I think, if anyone, let's ask you.
Yeah, I did come with the belief that I would never be good enough. No matter what I did, I would never be good enough. And that was the prominent belief in my life. And the way that I solved that was literally, like you said, Dr. Wolf, you're putting a mini me on your shoulder and you're recognizing that thought and how often it occurs during the day. And you begin to do the brave heart loving steps, and you journal and you write about it, and you observe and you see yourself from a place of observation, not from a place of judgment. And you start there and you create these gentle, loving baby steps every single day. And you practice it, and you practice and you practice and you repeat it every day. And that's how things begin to change. And people don't even recognize me anymore. It's absolutely possible, but it's only possible through your daily loving acceptance of yourself, period.
Susan?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
So I thank you all. I thank you all. That's very helpful.
I can't hear her either.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
And
Susan.
I wanted to double back, if I may,
Please.
to make sure I'm understanding correctly. Then I'm to wait at least 2 months after I get over this
Well,
this
why-
respiratory virus, or before I do any water fasting.
why don't we just wait and see how you're doing? Okay. But no,
Okay.
Abby was stating that it could take up to 2 months. No. You know what? And the thing is that in lots of cases it might take 2 months, but the reality is it's not going to take 2 months on our products. It's not going to take 2 months on what we do. That's just like everybody says that, you can do a long-term fast, but then you should wait for 2 months to do it again. Well, you don't have to on our products. You can go back right on it in 4 weeks. I've got one lady that's lost in 2 extended fasts, and it's only been actually, I think it's been 9 weeks now, and she's lost 85 pounds. So figure that one out. And she can now walk around. She couldn't even walk around before. So the reality is it's going to be different for everyone. But Susan, you can call here and we can talk about it. But I would do what I would do is there's 4 days, perfect day. And then you know what? But I wouldn't be doing it once the virus is down. So use the nebulizer, okay? That's a really big key here. And guess what? You have this problem because your lungs were weak, and they're just weak. That's it. They're like your lungs are like the right environment for any virus that comes along to just jump in and say, "Honey, I'm home." I mean, look at the same virus that you get. Okay, Susan, is the same virus that I get. The same bug that everybody else gets, I get it too, but it comes into me and my body goes, "Yeah, you're not staying. You're coming in and you're leaving." Because the vibration isn't fit for you. So go. So when it comes into you, that's why, you know what? That's why we have to look at our joy. We have to look at, the majority of the population only experience 2% joy a day. I mean, if you need a reason to be happy, then we know you're miserable. Okay? So if you need a reason to be happy, then we know you're miserable. So gratitude is attitude, is altitude. And I'm not saying you don't have gratitude, but I'm saying, you know what? You need to practice happy. Practice happy until you got it down that, you know what? The program in your mind is not unhappiness, is not I'm not fulfilled. So take a look at that. So when the virus is gone, then let's go to the 4 days of the perfect day, 3 days of the water fasting, and just go by the same rules that we would do on water fasting that's in the guide, the water fasting guide. Start off with that and let's do 1 week and then let's see. And I guarantee you that if we repeat that 4 times for a month, then we can look at doing it again. Okay? Because guess what? The weaker the tissue, the bigger the issue emotionally and physically. Okay? I hope that helps.
Yeah, I'm anxious to do a water fast again because after I did my first 7-day water fast 3 weeks ago, I felt fantastic. I just couldn't believe it.
I know that, but guess
And I'm
what?
like, I can't wait to do this again.
I know that. And you know what, sweetie? Don't let your subconscious go and tell you to get your running shoes on and run 20 miles tomorrow. Okay? You just tell it that, you know what?
Okay.
I'm going to stretch first. I'm going to learn how to breathe when I run. And I'm going to do a few miles. I'm not going to do a 20-mile run and then the next day not even be able to move because I'm all cramped up.
Hmm.
Okay, let me tell you something. Fasting is not dangerous. Our subconscious is. Okay?
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I really like doing it. That's why I
And
said
that
I'm
is
anxious
such a
to
true fact.
do it again.
Last year when I did a 7-day water fast, and it was not that hard for me, but it was so much harder because I'm on my 4th day of my water fast right now. It has been the easiest journey ever, and it's because I've truly mastered my mind from a year ago to now. I've completely transformed, even more than I had previously. So once you can truly master that part of your mind, you can do anything.
Understand something, and I need you to understand this. What we're after is not making. We don't care about making people feel good. We want people to know that they are amazing, healing, high vibrational creatures that can have health, wealth, and happiness all day long. And you know, the reality is we need to start really looking at how we react to trauma and drama in our life. And do we sound like a drama queen? Do we find ourselves complaining and whining? Okay, very important. Oh no, but I wasn't whining. I really had something to say. Well, you know, we can talk about it, but it's how we talk about it. And talk about it once and then take massive action and change that life of yours. Okay, and this is for everyone. This is not about you, Susan. This is about me. It's about Mary. It's about Abby. It's about all of us. Because once you understand the power that's inside of you, you can have all the viruses in the world flying around here and all the bacteria flying around here, but I'm not going to stay in a situation where or live with a bunch of sick people. But the reality is I'm not scared to go into that environment because I know that I'm bigger than that.
Yeah, and you won't get ill.
I won't get ill. I just don't get ill. You'll find out that I'll always be
Right.
here for every show. I'll show up for everything. And boy, I've got a lot going on. And I just, you know what? You have to understand that every moment of every day, I tell myself, you know, Darrell, you got this. You're amazing. You are the greatest thing that God ever created, and you are powerful. And then I stay connected to my breath, and I just say, yes, yes, I'm ageless. I got this. You know, I have everybody that works for me is younger than me, okay? Check out and ask and find out if my staff can keep up with me. It's all mind over matter. I am so excited about my life. And when there's a major screw up in the business or something goes wrong, Abby, how do I handle it?
Very calmly. Like, honestly, I can't believe how much you get accomplished in a day. It's out of this world. Like, hearing you on the phone and then going back and forth between all the people, like, it's absolutely incredible and so inspirational. Like, it's yeah, it blows my mind every day.
It's like this, Susan. Life is an adventure, and I want my creator to be proud of me. And I want my creator to see that I took what I was given and I maxed it and I lived to the max. So I want everybody to have this, but we want to do gentle baby steps, but lovingly pushing ourselves forward, okay? And every day becoming stronger inside, okay? All right. We have another caller.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, caller, how are you? Hello?
Hello? Oh, yeah, my name is Brent. And can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can now.
My question, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have my iPad on listening, and it messes up sometimes. My question is, just started the intermittent fasting, the perfect day, and I've taken Merigen, and I suffer from vestibular migraines, and it's been an issue for a while, and I've had a lot of different tests, and I get everything's good, my heart's good, everything's good, my weight's good, I'm an optimistic person, I'm an upbeat person. I guess my question is, the Merigen I've been loading up on, I talked to you before about this, I'm taking 3 or 4 a day every few hours.
Oh, no.
To
One second, sir. You need to take it every 4 hours. And soon as you mix it with the 15 ounces of water, you drink it right away. You do not let it sit out in the open, because the Merigen is
No, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying I take it every 4 hours.
Oh, I thought you said 2 hours.
15 ounce water, drink it right away.
Okay.
Every 4 hours I've been taking it.
Okay.
With the fasting, I guess how long should I load up on the Merigen with the four times a day?
Well,
once I get.
let me just put it this way. I think for the majority of the population, if it's affordable, do it for 6 months. Okay. And then I would go and get a bone density check. Okay. And then find out if your bone density is down to where a 35, 40-year-old person, then I would come down and I would stay on Megagen. I would never come off of this product, ever. Just as I would never come off of fulvic acid.
Merigen.
Well, no, but I would never
Merigen.
I would go from Merigen after 6 months down to Megagen if my bone density check showed that I had the bone density of a 35-year-old. Then I know that I'm back to where I need to be. Okay, if it shows perfect, then I would go to Megagen, which is not as expensive, and I would take that twice a day,
right.
And you would never deal with over 140 different other autoimmune problems. It's impossible.
Okay, so I've been loading up on it, every 4 hours with the 15 ounces of water straight hit. I drink it right away.
Well,
okay, now the fasting. Okay, what I suffer from has been odd. It's an odd thing, obviously, and and I suffer a lot with it. I just went through I went for a mile walk, and even though I walk imbalanced and lightheaded, I fight my way through because I like going for walks, and I'm in good shape for a 66-year-old man. My tone is good, my weight is good, my blood pressure is really good. So it's kind of frustrating. Now, I've done the partial fasting, and I'm going to work my way to a full baby steps, I guess you'd call it. And so I hope I'm on the right track. And I take plant protein. I do the belly therapy now. I've done that for about 5 days. And I do the detox tea, and I drink structured water. So all those protocols I do. And I order the fulvic acid. I don't know if that's, thinking that might help me a little bit too. You recommended that before. So I think I'm on the right track, and so I don't know.
Well, you are on the right track. Now, did you ever get into an accident or whiplash or
no
that you can remember? Where do you live?
No.
Where do you live?
I live in Sherwood, Oregon, outside of Portland.
Outside of Portland. Okay, not too far from here. But anyways, if ever you get the chance, I would suggest that you get one of my deep tissue therapists to do some occipital work on you, and at least work on the occipital region and the cervical region right down to C7 and open that up. You'd be surprised how many people, you know what? I used to get migraines for 5 to 7 days, okay, when I was younger. And I would get them like constantly. And I'm telling you right now, I know what they're like, okay? I used to buy these migraine bombs. They were like $10 each just to shut it down. But I would have to do one or I couldn't function at all. I was just gone. So I understand what that can be like. And guess what? I don't get them anymore. So I'm just so glad. I thought that they were going to haunt me forever. So I know where you're coming from. And
Yeah.
you know what? That is hell. That is hell. So,
Oh, it is. And
d-
I'm an upbeat person. I'm positive.
well, so was I.
You know, I'm a person of faith. Yeah, and it's knocked me on my behind. You know, and I'm in where I can enjoy things. I'm retired now, obviously because of my condition, but and I want to be able to travel and do things. And,
Okay.
And I can't because.
But you're going to
that
be.
kind of thing,
You're going
But
to be.
anyway.
You're going to be able to do it. And listen, do me a favor, okay? And I mean this. So I'm not just saying this.
Sure.
Just call me. Just check in with me every week. I want to hear how you're doing. And just
I have. Yeah, but what I did, I've talked to you a couple of times about this, and you've been really generous, and I appreciate it. I've ordered stuff that I've needed to keep what I can do right now, the perfect day, and building up to whatever. You know, I've done the detox tea for a couple of years, and I'm regular. That part is good.
Well,
You
we
know,
don't.
It's just the head part, whatever, is the problem, and I don't know anymore, and
Are you Can I ask you a
got a lack
question?
of calcium somewhere in the head,
Well, let me
So,
tell you, the
you know what I mean?
migraines, the migraines are going to cause a calcification problem. So understand that. So I would be doing 4 times a
Okay.
day of the marriage, and try to stay with that, please. And just stay with it. Let me know how
I
you're
am.
doing, and also do the nebulizing of the silver and the fulvic eye drops, okay, to get that breathing really in check. Okay, all right.
Nebulizer. So let me write this: a nebulizer, which I know, and what else? The eye drops.
The fulvic eye drops, because you're going to vaporize those, and you're going to vaporize the silver bullet. Okay, get those things, and I guarantee you're going to feel so much better. And if you start to feel a headache, come on, okay, I would start to vaporize those things right away. Okay, but the calcium. Let me just say this: the calcium is going to go in and decalcify the brain neurons. It's going to happen, and the synapses. It's going to happen. So I had this lady, and she was suffering really bad migraines, and she was actually getting Alzheimer's. Okay, so anyways, so she started on the product, started on the perfect day. Okay, and then we got her to do the fasting, and guess what? Her whole life turned around. Her husband was so elated. And then we kept going a little deeper and a little further. And then he was calling up and he was saying, well, now she's lost her balance. Thanks a lot. Now it's back. And guess what? She can't sleep at night and the headaches are back. And I said, listen, just relax. Okay. Because before, what we did was we brought the acidity down. She lost like over 45 pounds. Okay. And I know you don't need to lose weight, but she lost 45 pounds. And she was starting to walk better. She had more energy. She felt like living. She didn't feel like living anymore. And I told him, I said, look hang in there, because now we're getting to the root cause. And he goes, well, I just can't take this. I thought we had our life back and now we don't. Anyways, guess what? 3 weeks. 3 weeks she went through that. And guess what? It's gone. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
So, it's going to go
my
up.
issue. Yeah. My issue is the imbalance when I walk, the imbalance and lightheaded, and then the pressure behind my eyes, the pressure in the head. So, and they've described that the neurologist that you're getting vestibular migraines.
Okay.
Whatever, I've never heard of such a thing, but I guess that's the symptoms that
Yeah.
you
Can
have.
I say one more
That's
thing?
what I have.
Can I say one more thing?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you go on computers much?
Yeah, I go on computer and watch things. Yeah.
Okay, well, with migraines, you can't go on computers unless you're going to put a download Iris. That'll help with some of the blue light. But, when it comes to migraines, you can't go on phones, cell phones, can't go on computers, can't watch LED TVs unless you're going to get something like Tesla light glasses. Look at Tesla Lightwear on our website. That's going to make all the difference in the world.
Okay.
All the difference in the world. And guess what? If you don't think that they've made a difference within 30 days, send them back, because they're expensive. But if you get them and you don't like them, and as long as you don't damage them, just send them right back to me. But I will tell you, as soon as you put them on, you're going to feel this calm and peace come in your eyes, behind your eyes, and in your brain right away. The blue light.
I get it. I mean,
Check it out.
I
Okay.
think I'm headed in the right direction. I think I'm headed
So
in the
true
right
with the
direction.
Tesla glasses. Like when I used to go shopping in the mall, which so much EMF going on with the lights and with the Wi-Fi in every store, it's crazy in there. I would actually feel drunk. And I went to the mall not too long ago and I put them on, completely balanced, completely calm. I couldn't believe it. It was such a different feeling.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Yeah. That's great. I mean, I do go on the internet and watch things. Or like now, I'm watching your show on the iPad. You know, it's just part of life now. On the phone, I use speakerphone. I'm talking on the speakerphone because I don't put it up into my ear. You know, so limit that. So, anyways, I got a wave rater for the EMF in my.
It's not that, sir. It's the blue light. The blue light. Okay, let me tell you what it does real quick, and then we'll move on. The blue light actually causes detached retina, cataracts, glaucoma, myopia, destroys the serotonin, the dopamine, the endocannabinoid system. It destroys the rods in the eyes. It also causes calcification of the pineal and causes actual damage to the neurons in the brain. Okay, that's just the beginning part.
So that could be some of my problems. You know,
you cannot heal if you're you cannot heal if you're going to be on a computer and you don't have something like Tesla Lightwear. And believe it or not, right now, most of the adult onset diabetes is caused from the blue light on computers. And actually, when I'm doing the 5G blue light toxicity show in about 5 weeks from now, I can't remember exactly when I said I'm doing it, but anyways, they actually call this period right now the harvest because they're harvesting everybody's health with blue light and 5G.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of junk out there. I know. It's too much. Anyways, okay, I really appreciate your time, and tomorrow I'll order this stuff here and get that going. So I've started, obviously. You know, I think I'm on the right track.
You are on the right track.
You can get.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll get that stuff. Okay, thank you, guys. I appreciate it so much.
Don't be afraid to call. Okay, Mary, bring it back. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your fast.
All right. You know, it was absolutely probably the most profound thing that has ever happened to me. And I mean that in that you become so close to your physical body. I mean, so often, so many of us take it for granted. You know, it's like this machine we just walk around in all day and we don't understand how to take care of ourselves. And that's, you know, part of our mission as practitioners is to teach people how to physically take care of themselves. But when you go into a fast and you start to see the work that happens inside of you, it really becomes very present in the mind how much of a miracle we actually are and what the body can actually accomplish. We think that, you know, we have to do this or we have to do that, but the body is the one that's actually creating the healing. The mind and the body working together, and you can absolutely feel that when you start to become committed into this fast. Once you go into the autophagy and you start to see your body changing and you start to feel your body changing. And one of the things that I've been documenting, you know, people ask me a lot about the weight loss, and I lost 21 pounds. I'm 5'10". I now weigh 136 pounds. And so that is a beautiful side effect of what's happened, but it's probably the easiest part of us to see what's physically going on is I could actually physically see my body changing, and I could see the work that was being done as my body healed and cleaned out. You know, I just felt so clean after coming out of it a week now. My brain, I just feel like it's a supercomputer. You know, like everything just goes by so fast and I get answers to things so quickly and I can remember everything that I need to do. And so the brain itself, I feel like I've been deeply cleaned inside, and it is like this light, beautiful feeling that it's really unexplainable. You have to really go through that and work on yourself and do the work that you've committed. I tell my clients, that they need to, what have they committed themselves to before you even begin this process? What is it that you want to accomplish? And you need to have that present in your mind so that your body and your mind can work on that problem together. It was a beautiful experience.
Intention is everything.
Absolutely.
Abby,
Absolutely.
Abby, are you on a?
Yeah, I'm on day 4, going for 9 days. Very excited. And honestly, it's been very easy these past, like the first 3 days were the last time I did mine last year. They were hard. Like all I thought about was eating, and I wanted to just eat everything, but I had nothing in my house, even if I wanted to. So that made it easy. But this time I have not had a single craving. And the difference truly is the additions that we've added to our fasting protocol. Because when I did that one previously, it was just straight water, nothing else except for the pink Himalayan salt in the water in the morning. So this round we're doing fulvic acid. So the fulvic acid you add to your drinking water, and this helps to deliver the nutrients that are already in your body to your cells, and it also helps to detox things out even further. And then also adding, you can add the Ormus minerals to your water to give you a boost. Those are the minerals. And that really brings you into balance. You can also have pink Himalayan sea salt and just put it on the tip of your tongue if you ever get hungry, or add more to your drinking water to curb any of those hungers. And then if you do feel a little shaky, because through the first 3 days, you're burning through all your glycogen in your body. So that's all your sugar reserves that are left in your body. So if you feel a little shaky, you could do like the ATP Plus, the Divine Vine, or the pineal elixir. And those are just going to bring you back into balance and just give you the energy that your body needs. And they really do. Honestly, I worked out the first 2 days of the fast like I normally would, because for me, doing a 24-hour fast is no big deal. And a 48-hour fast, it's not that much further. So I did work out my normal workouts those 2 days. So I just took the ATP Plus before and after my workout. Felt absolutely incredible. And on the first day, I also did an infrared sauna and just helped to just get everything moving even more. So day 4 has been great. No issues. Feeling amazing. And now I'm in the autophagy phase, and I'm now all my ketones are going to my fat storage and using that as energy. So that's where you want to be. That's when everything kicks into high gear. Your stem cell production goes and skyrockets, HGH skyrockets, and you are now eating up all of the bad cells in your body, and you're healing everything that you want to heal, and setting your intention for your fast. Like Mary said, that's the most important thing. What is your focus for your fast? What do you want to heal in your body first and foremost?
Very good. And I want everybody to understand something. When you're taking the products that Abby just said, for one thing, they're not going to turn on your digestion. So what they are going to do, I need everybody to get this, because everybody thinks it has to be difficult. It has to be hard. You have to struggle. You have to have a Herxheimer reaction. You have to have fevers. You've got to feel terrible and achy all over. Well, guess what? Those days are over. Okay? All the products that she just mentioned will not turn on your digestion, and they will not trigger, but what they will do, they'll increase your detox, and they will keep your energy levels up high without any stimulation. So that's the whole key. Even the ATP, the pineal, and the Divine Vine, you know what? They may taste like sweet, but guess what? They bypass the Krebs cycle. That's right. This is made from life crystals, and it's going to give you energy, and it's even going to give you, you can taste it. It's sweet, but it's not reacting on the body like sugar. And we actually talk about that in the Ultimate Fasting Guide. And then the Ormus minerals do not turn on your digestion. And the fulvic, well, you don't want to drink water unless you're drinking fulvic, whether you're fasting or you're not fasting. And then the other thing is doing the ionic calcium, the SAC calcium. That potential, it is so powerful. And depending on your condition, it'll depend on what ionic calcium you're doing. Okay?
Yeah. I'll show those right now. So for everybody who's interested in doing the calcium with their fast, or even just if you're not doing a fast, taking these products is absolutely amazing. They bring your calcium that have been pulled from your bones and put in other areas. Like if you have acidity, you need something to buffer down that acidity in your body. So your body's going to leach calcium from your bones to buffer down that acidity. That's why people will get calcification of certain organs, they'll get calcium deposits throughout their body. And this is the only supplement that's going to reverse that and bring those back into your bones. And so the Merigen, which is the strongest one, this is the box it comes in. This is the 5 times concentrate. So this is going to get you to the finish line fastest. So this is the holy grail of the calcium. So that one's really good for like chronic conditions and really chronic illnesses, or for anybody who just really wants to get well fast.
Abby?
And then the basic one is the Megagen.
Abby, can
Yep.
can you just give a little timeout? We have a
yeah.
caller.
Yep.
Go ahead, caller. Hi. Hello.
Hi. I was wondering, this might like direct towards Abby, with thyroid and chronic fatigue in women.
What is your question?
With thyroid conditions and chronic
And
fatigue.
so what would you, and chronic fatigue.
What is the question though? Thyroid and chronic fatigue?
The question is, would you recommend fasting, or if I'm already really like lightweight, to be like building with supplements first? Because I don't know, with like racing heart rate and brain fog and fatigue and like viral issues, like where I should start.
How much do you weigh?
I've been trying to detox for years, but it hits me really hard and I get worse.
Well, first of all, what I would be looking at is I'd be looking at doing the perfect day and doing intermittent fasting. Get yourself on a better diet. You have a heavy toxic load, okay? All right?
Yeah.
And I can hear the low end. I can hear
kind of the lifestyle in that a little bit. I've had to eat a little bit more animal foods, I feel, to be stable.
You're having to what? Eat animal foods?
But I'm doing like more animal foods because I went plant-based and I felt really weak.
Okay, well, the thing is that you weren't eating plant-based properly. Did you take a look at the Perfect Day Guide that's on Doc of Detox library?
Yes.
Okay, and have you been following that?
Yeah, I have to switch over to your Fulvic. I'm on a different Fulvic right now that's helped a lot with my energy, but taking Humic, I detox too much. Fulvic, I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, but I wouldn't put you on Humic in a situation like you. I would put you on a little bit of Tummy Love.
Okay.
Okay, but I wouldn't do that and just be putting the Fulvic in the drinking water, in all your drinking water. That's not going to be a problem, but you wouldn't put a lot. You know, if somebody had chronic fatigue, if they had lightheaded and foggy, what do we know? We know that they've got a lot of toxicity issues and they're low in their oxygen, right? So they're very acidic. So we might only do just even a 1/4 of a teaspoon of fulvic in every liter of water that you drink, but making sure you're drinking enough water and it's structured water, because we need to get lots of water in there. You know, when it comes right down to situations,
structured water.
well, yeah, but have you had a consultation with us?
No, I've heard about you through a friend, and so I've kind of just been learning.
All right. Okay.
I would also recommend checking out the ATP Plus as well as the Divine Vine. The Divine Vine will actually decalcify the thyroid and infuse it with frequencies of iodine that it needs. It also will decalcify the pineal gland and it will detox it as well so that it gets restored. And then the ATP Plus is for like all the mitochondria of your entire body. So those are going to give you a lot more energy and correct a lot of the problems going on in the body. And then when you are following the plant-based diet, making sure that one of your salads has a lot of have one avocado salad, and then your other salad would have like black beans on it or chickpeas. and then doing the 2 protein shakes a day as well. And then you are going to feel like you're full, like you won't need those animal products. And for me personally, I also do the SON formula for amino acids to give you those building blocks for the protein, because even when we eat animal proteins, we have to break that back.
Like in the morning?
The SON formula, yeah, I take them in the morning.
Of the amino?
Yeah, so with that, like with animal protein, people think that they are getting that protein from the animals, but we still have to break that down back into the amino acids. So we're not actually getting benefit from eating animal products. We need amino acids. So just getting your proper balance in is the goal. And I find that the SON formula, I could honestly go all day without eating after I take those. I feel like completely good. It gives you so much energy.
Right. I've said those before. Yeah, they make me feel good. They lift my depression a little.
Yeah, they're amazing. And do you take vitamin D?
I was really low, and so I started taking some about a month ago.
You weren't taking them and then you started taking them a month ago?
Yeah, because I was super low.
Yeah, definitely. You want to be taking at least 15,000 IUs of vitamin D a day.
Okay.
Understand something too. You know, when you start to go into this program, okay, you need to be taking things that are going to bring up energy for you. Like Abby was saying, the ATP, you're going to need it. The SON formula and the core plant protein, and also just even putting free range organic eggs into your blender drink. And because as far as protein goes, you know, you won't taste them if you mix them with let's say some berries and some coconut milk and even just one egg, you know, and then just, you know, lightly keep bringing in the food. And you might have to do that, you know, a little bit more. But if you follow the program, I'll tell you right now, okay, I don't believe in animal protein. There's no science and there's no science basis on it. And we know that. And most of the population in the world are vegetarian anyways. And I don't believe in vegetarianism. I believe in whole plant-based foods, high vibrational, nutritional foods, or even supplementation, high vibrational. I don't believe in your one a day or your multivitamin or all that kind of thing, man-made stuff. It's all about vibration. Everything is about frequency, you know, and ask yourself, what's a higher frequency, whole plant-based foods or a dead animal? You know, so I'm not telling you to stop it, but I'm telling you that, you know, understand, the mind thinks we're going to starve. The mind thinks we're going to do without it. We are so programmed by food corporations. It's like crazy. So, you know, 3 meals and 2 snacks a day. Whoever said that? And every time that you ever eat, if you feel tired after the meal or you feel tired at a meal, that means that meal took more energy than it gave from you, which is causing your chronic disease.
Yeah, and even when eating animal products, it's a dead animal. It's already released a lot of toxins. So there's actually toxins that we're ingesting when we eat a deceased animal that stimulate us like a drug would, that make us feel like we're getting jacked up from it, but really it's a toxin that is activated in us. That's actually really not good for us. So it's better to stick with the whole plant-based and the SON formula, like I said. And then I was also going to mention one other thing. Oh yeah, adding lots of hemp hearts to your salads. So amazing. They'll keep you full and they have a lot of bulk to them. I absolutely love adding hemp hearts to all my salads.
And just be loving, be gentle to yourself, but just keep moving forward. Please feel free to call into us. You can call into us. And I truly mean that when I say it. But you'll eventually get there. You know what? I used to be a meat eater. Everybody used to be a meat eater. Come on, this is the way we've been raised. Everybody was a meat eater. Nobody started off not one.
Yeah. I don't know why I became so really anemic though after being plant-based. Is it just from not eating enough? Or are you not getting iron plate?
Well, you do need to make sure you're getting your plant-based sources of iron. I went through an issue with iron deficiency as well. So you really need to make sure that you're doing the black beans, doing the chickpeas, doing lentils, cashews that have raw cashews, having 10 of those a day. Things like that are going to bring your iron levels up. And personally, like when I was anemic, I did, because I was not eating any proteins. I was going through juice and smoothie fast for way too long. And so I learned from that, and I did have to take a supplement for it, but there's a lot of them that can be really hard on your stomach and really hard to digest, but a lot of it is leaky gut. So making sure that your gut is in good shape. So like the tummy love, this guy right here, this will restore your good bacteria and reset your gut lining. And then of course the daily cleansing tea. These two are going to help your gut the most. And then honestly, the only iron supplement.
No matter what I eat, I'm tired, because even if it's plant-based, I want to find myself fasting and not eating till 1.
Okay, but you know what? You're going to have to just be gentle on yourself, but understand something. And the anemia, I don't care who the person is, it's all about intestinal fortitude. Okay, when you have low intestinal fortitude, you can be anemic even if you're taking tons of iron. So, I hear that one all the time. So
that's my case too, because of antibiotics. So if you've had to take antibiotics or anything like that recently, or any type of prescription drug, then it's going to cause leaky gut.
Yeah, you know what? All I can say.
I've just had leaky gut since I was a kid. I think I haven't taken a lot of antibiotics. Maybe when I was little, but not for like at least 6 years now.
Well, I can tell you what I'd be doing if I were you, and I'd be doing the perfect day. I'd be doing vegetable juicing. I have carrots, celery, maybe a teeny bit of beet, but I would be doing the 2 salads a day, and I'd be doing the fruit smoothie, berry smoothies with corn moringa plant protein, maybe 1 egg in there. Just do 2 of those a day. There's no way that you're going to feel weak or you're going to be falling down. I think you're just not used to doing a routine, and you need to be just consistent. It's just being consistent. So I would really take a look at it and keep moving forward with it, okay?
And also get a B12 spray. Will give you more energy as well.
But how would you dose the tummy love, like at meals?
Yeah, you do it 3 times a day. And like this size has a dropper bottle. The other one, the larger size, comes with a measuring cup. But it says 1 to 5 dropper fulls in a glass of water, and you would do that 3 times a day. So just start slow and see how your body reacts to it, and then you can increase over time.
Like very slow. Like I would like you to start with maybe 1/4 of an eyedropper twice a day. That's it. 1/4 of an eyedropper in a glass of water, and you'll start there, because high vibrational supplementation that is very healing is going to upset you. Okay, so anything that's really good for you will upset you. You would actually be less upset if you eat things that are toxic, and I mean that right now. So when you get into a situation of low thyroid, chronic fatigue, healing higher vibrational products and foods are going to stir things up inside of you. So that's why you've got to just move along gentle baby steps every day. Okay, we have another caller.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go ahead, caller. Hello? Hello, caller.
No?
Can you turn the computer off, please? Or turn the volume down?
Yes, this is Taide.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm on air?
You're on the air.
I was not expecting. I see you talking to somebody else. Okay, so my question will be, I had a full hysterectomy surgery like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 years ago. And there's this scar tissue that doctor said that's a scar tissue. I have a bump in my groin right there, like on my bulb kind of, and it's still a little bit swollen, and it's not going down. Sometimes it bothers me. It's not full pain. But anyway, my question will be that with the fasting, that will help.
Well, the fasting first.
Resolve it?
Yes, the first thing that we would do is we would do the perfect day, and then do that for depending on the person, and then you would do the perfect day, and then you can do the fasting. But hold on. Okay, here's the problem. The fasting is going to bring down the inflammation. It's going to really help to get rid of any cells that are corrupt. I understand that. But you got to understand, you know that hump that's on your pubic bone? That's calcium. And that's wrapped up really hard scar tissue. And I'll tell you right now that if we went in there for about 40 minutes, we could lovingly pull that apart and we could take that hump and smooth it right out in 40 minutes. Hey, Abby, 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We had 40 minutes. We've got that smoothed out. And also, if you've got a hump on your pubic bone, we're going to find two about the size of large grapes or maybe bigger right down by where your ovaries are. And that's going to be calcification and scar tissue. And then maybe right down where the end of the coccyx tail is, we're going to find more scar tissue. So understand something. People do not get this, but that is your root area where most of your energy comes from. And it is also the worst place.
Yes.
The worst place for inflammation, scar tissue formation, calcification, and that's why ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, endometriosis, bladder infections, and prostate cancer is going through the roof, and also rectal cancer. It's because guess what? It's all coming from the large intestine, which is the holy grail. 80% of your immune system nobody cares about until it's in trouble. So that's why we talk about daily cleansing tea. If you don't want to look after your large intestine, I mean, take a look at everybody's tummies, right? We've got trouble in River City. So yes, if we do the perfect day, then we go on to the fasting, you're going to see amazing results, okay? And we'll let Mary talk about that in a second, because I think she'll tell you too that her tummy came down and that whole pelvis region felt lighter and tighter. But the thing is that the scar tissue, the calcification, and the crystallization, we go in there physically, you'd be surprised. So guess what you're going to do? You do the perfect day and do the fasting. That warms it all up, and we can go in and it'll melt and break down like butter for us. Mary, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's actually, it's so interesting. One of the things that I've had so much trouble with over the years, and, I have been doing your perfect day and intermittent fasting for quite a long time. I'm very active. I work out a lot. I work in the garden. I'm just a really active person, but I had some fat around my abdomen, and then of course around in the girl area and the behind and the thighs, and I could not get rid of them. It seemed like no matter what I'd done, I even talked to you about it. You and I have discussed this, and I could not, for whatever reason, seem to get rid of it. And the fasting changed everything. It's all gone. It's just like my body just went into the process of using it for fuel, and it left me. And I have no doubt scar tissue crystallization, I've had the work done by Abby and Sage and Dr. Wolfe. All three of them have worked on me. And the scar tissue and the crystallization, I've been taking FiberClear for so long, so much of that is now gone. And I will add to that too, before you start to do the fasting, be really careful about GMOs, because the GMOs also are going to really wreak havoc on your gut. And that's going to add to the scar tissue.
And I'm very neat, kind of, I'm organic, I'm
Great.
nutrition, and I understand that. It's not an issue for me, good nutrition and GMOs, and that's kind of, where I've been. And
but I think you'll see a big difference with the scar tissue.
Recovery.
Definitely.
But also, my surgery was because I had a really big, a soccer ball tumor in my belly. And that's why he went inside and, did the full hysterectomy. And it was full remission after the surgery. I think because the way I was eating and everything, that he was he didn't expect that. He expected that I was going to be full cancer. But then, of course, it's very traumatic emotionally, hormone-wise, and then this bump that it's so annoying.
Yeah, well, guess what? You know what? I understand what you did, but even the surgery itself is going to leave a lot of scar tissue. When you go in there and you actually use a knife and cut, it can actually leave even a tougher scar tissue than what they took out. So if we would have said, okay, So what we want you to do, and I need every woman out there and every person to understand this. If you're going to get surgery, between the drugs and between the knife, that scar tissue that they're going to cause, you know what? I don't care. You cannot cut into a human body without causing trauma and drama to the cells. They're terrorized, okay?
Right.
They're terrorized. I don't care if you've been put out. So now, if you're going to have surgery, you're going to come out of that surgery, you better go on the perfect day diet and then maybe even go on a fast right away, because if you did, it would heal properly, not with beef jerky. So now what you've got is beef jerky in there. So if we were to do the perfect day and we were to do the fasting along with the Wolfe Non-Surgical, I'm telling you right now, we can reverse this, okay? And then you can also do other things that we can talk about, like implants and things of that nature. And what about coffee enemas? I mean, we have what we call the ultimate coffee enema, which we hope to get through today. And I just want everybody to know too, that we're going to be doing an actual video on how to do the ultimate coffee enema. We may not be able to do it before we go to Toronto, but you're going to find it up on our Doc of Detox website, YouTube, and you're going to find it up on our library as well, because we need everybody to understand that the ultimate coffee enema is not another coffee enema. It's going in and really bringing back the liver and bringing back the bowel at the same time with the different things that we do.
It is honestly the best thing ever. I've been doing them every day for my fast, and I started doing them a little bit before my fast as well. I've never felt so good from a coffee enema. Like, I used to do them just the regular old way, and this way is like 10 million times.
Why don't you,
so
Abby,
good.
why don't you deviate for just a second and just say how you do them, just so we can tell people, so we
Sure.
don't leave it alone, okay?
Yep, sounds good. So I'll just show you some of the buckets that we have. So we have the stainless steel one, has the handle on the side, and then there is the BPA-free plastic one. So whichever one you decide to get, I mean, stainless steel is better, but we do have both options. And then the coffee that we use is the S.A. Wilson organic coffee. And this is specifically made for coffee enemas. It's really amazing. I've done coffee enemas, just regular light roast coffee, because you want the caffeine to be higher in content. But this is way stronger. You need to use that. And then you would add a teaspoon, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of the fulvic acid. And then you would do the same measurement for the tummy love, as well as, I like to use the ATP plus. So I do the ATP plus in it as well, because you're getting straight into the bloodstream when you are doing an enema. So you're getting the ATP plus, the life crystals, the cellular renewal straight to your bloodstream through your bowels, and it's getting straight into your liver as well, because of the hemorrhoidal vein. It gets through all the way up. So absolutely incredible. And then the black gold. So when you actually brew it, you would put 2 to 3 tablespoons of the coffee and a half a tablespoon to a tablespoon, depending how much you want to do, of the black gold. And then after that's brewed, basically you let it boil for 5 minutes and then strain it. And I only do 16 ounces of water in the coffee when I'm boiling it. And then I have 16 ounces of cold water, so that it equals 32 ounces when you're done. And you strain the coffee, and then you mix the cool water with the liquids in the bucket. And then you would pour the coffee enema liquid into the bucket afterwards. And I always structure mine as well. So I always pour everything through the structure unit before putting it into the bucket. So that way you get even better high frequency quality of your coffee enema. And then you would just lie down on the ground, get some coconut oil, put it on the tip of the tube and insert it. You lie on your left side, and then you slowly roll over it until you're on your right side. And then as the liquid's done, you want to hold it for 15 minutes. And I find it's really easy to hold it for that long with this new way that we do it. It's absolutely incredible.
And also, we also use a hand vibrator, and you want to use gentle vibration when you get over on your right side. and vibrate that liver area. Once you get into around 12, 13 minutes, because you don't want to hold it for more than that, and then you vibrate the liver. And we'll be doing a video on how to do the ultimate coffee enema. And those of you who've been doing coffee enemas forever, wait until you do this one, and then you'll find out what we're talking about. Mary, did you do coffee enemas when you were doing your fast?
Darrell, I did not, because I did not have your ultimate coffee enema guide. But so I did not. And that is one thing that I think created more problems for me. I would strongly suggest doing that. I will never do another one without it. But no, I did not. And I will tell you, just from the subconscious mind, I was afraid, honestly. So
Afraid?
maybe you could speak to that for a moment. People
Well,
that are afraid to do them.
well, guess what? You know what? A lot of people are afraid to do anything new, and
Right.
a lot of people are afraid to put anything up their bum. Especially our culture. We came from a very homophobic culture, and we really did. And don't get me wrong, but we did. We were raised that way, and it was bad. And who would ever put anything up there? Well, we're doing it for therapy, and we're doing it for really great health. And did you ever notice that? Don't fast because you'll probably starve. Don't fast because it's dangerous. Some of the best things in the world we've been taught that to stay away from. And with the coffee enema, come on, your liver does over 500 jobs for you a day. It loves you. And the only way, okay, go ahead, spend all the money you want on herbs and detoxes, liver support, and none of them are going to touch the coffee enema. So if you want to save money, save your life, then get down on the floor and pour the coffee in the other end. And that's really what it comes down to. And you know what? Guess what? How many people out there have lived in so much doubt, fear, and worry that they've actually passed on and died of a disease? Well, that would be why they have the disease, is the fear, doubt, and worry. And Mary, but as well as I do, from the very beginning, I taught you that everything that you fear, you need to push through that. And
That's correct.
if you understand that the fears aren't you, it's old subconscious programming from society systems, from your parents, from different. Well, we won't go into it. Okay, there's people that are giving you programs, and you don't need these programs anymore. And that's the bottom line right there. Okay, we have another caller. Go ahead, caller. Hi. Hello.
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 Yes. Hi. Hi. We're here.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, the video is going on, so I thought it was not my turn yet.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, my question is about the water fast. We're just wondering if it's for young children as well, and how young can they be? Like they could do it for a day, or for how much time? Like basically, I'm looking at children with having a leaky gut, which leads to autoimmune disorders like eczema. So and also the coffee enema. Can that also be done for little children, maybe around the age of 12 or something like that?
Well, coffee enema can be done, but you're going to have to you're going to use a smaller amount, and you're going to use a smaller dosage, and you're not going to fast children. What you're going to do is intermittent fasting, the perfect day. You can do that on them, but I wouldn't suggest that, being the mother, okay, you're allowed to fast your child. If it was my child and they weren't, and I felt they needed a water fast for a day, I would do it. Excuse me. But with children, they react much quicker. If it was my child, I might do a 24-hour water fast, okay? All right? But the reality is
Okay.
is that I'm not allowed, and I'm only allowed to actually help people fast that are over the age of 18, where they can make a decision, and more for adults, okay? It is not our place to actually fast children. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Back in history, do you want to know what they did when children weren't well? They fasted them to get them well. So would I fast my own children? Absolutely. Would I fast your children? No, I'm not legally allowed to do that, and I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't tell you how to do that. But I will tell you that intermittent fasting is definitely something that we can say to do because, so they'd be doing eating for 7 hours, right? So feeding period from 11 to, let's say 6 o'clock at night. And then their fasting period would be from 6 until 11 the next day. But, as a mother, you can make your own decisions, right? And then you would have to adjust things. You would have to adjust things, right?
True.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if I decide to do a fast, water fast for my son, and for a 24-hour period, what would you suggest? I would want your suggestion on that because I would want to look into it.
I won't suggest it because guess what? When it comes to things like this, that's when they would like to slap my hands. So I will not suggest it. Okay, that's what I was just saying. I'll suggest intermittent fasting, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And a child's going to respond so well to intermittent fasting.
That's right.
And also just making sure they're doing the supplements like the Tummy Love and the daily cleansing tea. Those are going to restore a leaky gut the best out of anything else. And the
daily
fulvic
cleansing
acid.
tea, he does it first thing in the morning and last thing in the night.
Yeah.
And the Tummy Love, he has it in his bottle when he takes it to school. So he's having that the whole day.
Good.
So yeah, that we are doing. It's making sense because when Dr. Wolfe said that whenever you take high vibrational things, you do have it does show up inside. So I'm just trying to connect it because ever since I started, we had a trip, when we came back to Canada, and I started on the Tummy Love for him. He's had painful eruptions coming up. Every few weeks he would have painful eruptions with pus and blood. It would come out, and we were wondering what was happening. But I think I can now relate to it because we've been doing these high vibrational stuff with him. So maybe
And I wouldn't, if you're having that in the bowels, I don't know, Darrell, if you want to suggest this as well, but instead of a coffee enema, I would just be doing Tummy Love with structured water.
Well, I
and
would
some
never.
fulvic.
First of all, did you say that he has blood coming out and pus?
And pus.
Out of his rectum?
Yeah, that was every, maybe 2 weeks or maybe every other week. We had a holiday when we came back. He just started these eruptions and they were painful. So it
when you came back,
and then other one, and it would become big and painful, and then eventually there was pus and blood, and it would just, if you pressed it, it would ooze out, and it would be fine.
Okay, one second, please. We've got no. I just want everybody to stop for 1 second. Let's make this perfectly clear that this is not pus and blood coming out of his rectum. Am I correct?
No, not his rectum. It's on his body.
Okay, so everybody needs. I need everybody to stop talking for a second because I want the audience to understand something. Okay, so let's make this perfectly clear because we got to make sure we keep everything the way it is. All right. So now he's getting these eruptions because guess what? His diet went off again. And understand that. And I'm going to tell you something. Remember when I said earlier that high vibrational products, like at the Doc of Detox, we're not looking for supplementation. We're looking for high frequency things because everything you eat and everything you drink and everything you take leaves the body, and the only thing that stays behind is the frequency. And understand something. Why do you think when people do our perfect day and our ultimate fast that we are seeing people heal themselves faster than we've ever seen anything happen before? And I'm telling you, we're documenting it, and we can show that the supposed incurable is not incurable. And I will tell you this, that when you get somebody who emotionally does not love themselves, and I know people are going, oh my gosh, here he goes again. Will he just shut up? Well, I can't. Okay. And when that person is coming from more of a victim attitude than a braveheart attitude, and you give them a higher frequency thing, it rocks their world. Okay? So I need everybody to understand something, that it's all about emotion, it's all about frequency, and that's why you get all these different reactions, and that's why you can try all these different things on people, and some people will seem to go forward and then they'll fall back. And that's because in their subconscious, they are running such a negative program, but on a unconscious level, please let me say this, okay, because I've been dealing with your son now for over a year and a half. And like I said, and I mean this in the best way, your daughter never complains. But your son, okay, he's always got something wrong with him. He is damned and determined to have your attention and to make you pay for something. Emotionally, he's making you pay. And I'm telling you right now that, and you're going to go, Darrell, that's not the truth. He does have eruptions, and he's got pus, and well, what's under his skin? What emotionally is under his skin that's in his mind? So this is, you've got a real struggle going on here. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be bumpity bump in the night.
Hello.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. It is cut off. Okay.
So I'm just saying that,
Yeah,
yes,
I know,
we should do the tummy love.
I know there's a lot of work to be done.
No, you know
that's
what?
true.
There's not a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of love that needs to be done. Okay? There has to be some relationship work in that family. There's something that's missing here, okay? Okay, it's missing with the mother or the father, or it's missing between the mother and the father, okay? Something's not right here.
Right.
He's 12 years old. His healing ability should be through the roof. What is it, okay, what program does he have that he doesn't realize he's running that's undermining his 12-year-old health?
This year, for sure, I know that it's school. For one thing that I know for sure,
Okay.
that he's not liking.
All right.
He's not enjoying it. He doesn't want to go to school. He looks for reasons to miss.
Well,
So
then guess what?
That is one thing I know.
Okay,
for
then
sure.
guess what? Do we, I don't know, so I'm not saying. Do we have the mother babying the son way too much? Okay. And do we have the father ignoring the son too much? Or what do we have going on here? I don't want an answer. I don't want an answer. And you know what? I'm just saying what's going on here. Because guess what? Something is not right.
Okay.
Okay. And you're beautiful. And you know that. I know who you are. I just want you to keep, you know what? Just know that you're not broken and your husband's not broken. And you know what? It's just that we get these beliefs, and then sometimes these beliefs, they corrupt our relationships somehow. He's 12 years old. And you know what? With the things that you're doing health-wise on a physical level, this should have been over.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I know. What I need to, like, as a family, like the Braveheart thing.
Yeah.
I've not been able to get access, so I need to get in touch with Peter, like you said, right?
Well, you know what?
Because,
I know, but you need to write this down, because once Peter gives you access, you have access forever. So just give Peter a call and extension 2, and he'll have you up and running. And, you know, you have to know when to hold the loving line, okay? Every family needs one Braveheart hero to hold the loving line. Okay, and remember something. The more functional the parents are, the more functional the children are going to be. You know how many times that I have parents come on and they say, I want you to consult my teenager because they're so messed up. And halfway through the consult, I go, okay, all right, Jimmy, that's great. But you know what? I need to meet with your parents. I have to meet with the parents. So then, because guess what? The parents don't even know it, but they're more of the problem than the child. And not saying you are, I'm just saying in most cases. Listen, I know that I was the problem for my children, so that's the reality. So whether I like it or not, you who are your children around the most? Your husband and you?
I didn't get you.
Who do your children see the most? Your husband and you, correct?
Oh, yes, correct.
So who do your children mimic the most?
As
Okay, all right then. All right then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And my son had this question, but he is shy to ask you. And he always keeps telling me, please ask this question to Dr. Wolfe.
Okay.
And his question is, how do I grow and stronger?
Well, I would put him on the Megagen. There it is right there. You get him on the Megagen, and if he wants to grow taller and stronger, then he needs to believe in himself. And your son does not believe in himself. And he doesn't. Your son, he doubts him.
I realized
your son
telling him that.
Your son doubts himself. He has low self-esteem, okay? Or he wouldn't have issues in his tissues and something crawling under his skin that he cannot emotionally process. That's why he's erupting.
Right.
All right.
So is there a way that you can help him emotionally?
Well, I think that we might need to talk to the parents.
Okay.
All right.
Get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So, Abby,
Yeah.
would you like to talk about a little bit more about the things we utilize in the water fasting? And,
Yeah, definitely.
and then we'll find out a little bit more from Mary, because Mary, you ended the fast and you kind of had some pain, didn't you, at the end?
Yeah. Actually, the worst pain was day 5 through 7, and that's why I think when I asked you to speak about the coffee enema, had I been there and had I done that, I think it would have solved it completely. And
Yeah.
so,
How did your bowels move without doing the coffee enemas? Did you do the tea or?
yes, I used the tea for about 3 days.
Okay.
And then I ended up even having problems, like a bowel problem on day 18, even.
Yeah.
Where I passed things, like interesting things, but good things for sure.
That's when you gave birth to the alien, right?
Right.
Okay, all right.
Or the alien, yes, the alien came out of me.
That's
But
it.
but I did have some pain, and I did follow the entire protocol that you gave out, with the exception of the coffee enema. But I did all of the other factors. And as you know, that we've talked about before, like my family was like, oh, you're going to die. I can't believe, my mom and my dad, my husband did the fast with me, but they were like, please go get blood work done. And so I will tell you, I did have labs done on day 12, and all of my mineral content, everything in the body was working perfectly.
Well, that's because of the fulvic, the ormus,
Right.
and the ionic calcium. So
Calcium.
yeah.
But it isn't recommended for people. It's better to not do lab work or get blood tests done during the fast, just because sometimes your numbers can be off, and it's just because your body is going through such a change. But that's good to know that with our protocol that yours was normal, because with a regular water fast, it's better off not to.
Yeah, right. Because what happens with a regular water fast, you can go to the doctor and he's going to rush you to emergency right away because he thinks that you're actually dying, because you have to understand something. They come from the other end of the scale. So, but whether people want to believe this or not, but when cancer is being healed, it looks like you're dying of it. When an AIDS patient is really just getting rid of the virus, it looks like they're dying from it. When you have a flu and you're throwing off the flu, it looks like the flu's taken over your bloodstream, but actually you're getting rid of it. So as soon as you go to a doctor and he sees this, what he's going to give you? Antibiotics, which are going to drive down, and you're never going to have the healing. And then it's going to come back and bite you in the bum. And it won't be an enema.
Right. Yeah, I actually went to an independent lab so that I didn't have to have any of those questions answered. I could just go, yeah. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mary, do you have
Yes.
your video turned on? Because when you talk, we don't have you anymore, and we'd love to see you. But
No, it is on.
okay,
I can see you guys. You can't see me though.
no. But we have a caller, so let's go to the caller. Hi, caller. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I be heard now?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi. I've been trying to get through. I don't know what's been going on, but I got frustrated, so now I'm better. All right, my God. So now I see I have so many things to buy. I've been
Okay,
doing
well,
intermittent
okay.
fasting.
Before you go any further, can you speak slowly and clearly so
Oh,
that
sorry.
everybody can hear you, okay?
Slowly and clearly.
Yeah, thank
Let
you.
me turn my speaker off, maybe. Is this any better?
Yes, but just
Is this any
slowly,
better?
and clearly. We're not in a hurry, okay? It's all good.
Okay. All right. So, I've been doing the intermittent fasting.
Yep.
I have not finished the Perfect Day Guide. I've not done any of that. But in listening to the pieces I've heard, so when I read the Perfect Day Guide, is it going to tell me when to take I got some Samarigen, and I don't know when to take it. It's sitting right there because I don't know exactly when to take it when I start after I read the Perfect Day Guide.
Okay,
Does
well,
it tell
first
me
of
when
all,
to take that, or should I wait till I fast?
first of all, if I can say something, when somebody reads the Perfect Day Guide, you're not going to take all the supplements there. We've laid out the different types of nutritional supplements that we would do, but nobody takes them all. We just laid that out. When you read the Perfect Day Guide, you're just reading over the actual diet, and even with the diet, 2 blender drinks, 2 salads. You don't even have to do 2 blender drinks and 2 salads. Remember something. Let's go from instinct, not habit anymore. Okay. Like I need to tell everybody, and you can, okay, today what I had I had some beet soup, and I think it's probably around 4:30 right now. And I've had liquids all day, and tonight I'm going to have a salad. So I'm not telling you that you have to have 2 salads, 2 blender drinks. But see, in a lot of people's minds is you're never going to get what you want in your life because your mind rules, schools, fools you. End of story. You're not going to cleanse. You're not going to get rid of your diseases. That's the majority of the population. I already know that. I already know that only 1 out of 10,000 are actually going to really, truly discover their authentic selves. I already know that. I've been doing this for 40 years. I already know that the majority of the population isn't going to buy into my insanity because I'm insane. I'm a health nut freak. I get that. Well, that's only because everybody is corporately ruled. So, but when we lay things out, we're not telling you have to buy everything and do everything. That's why we always tell everyone that you should call up and get a consult. So you pay a one-time fee for a consult from Abby or from me. And then what happens is, guess what? Now you can call us all the time with your questions, but a lot of people will call us, and you're welcome to call us for free. I don't care how often. But the problem is we keep on trying to do Band-Aids. So we give you the Perfect Day Guide, we give you the Ultimate Fasting Guide, we give you the Ultimate Coffee Enema. But you know what? If we have a strategy from the minute you wake up until you go to bed and a place to start, that's what it's all about. I mean, how important is your life? Is it important enough to have a strategy? I mean, well, we'll tune up our car 4 times a year. We'll do all these other things. But when it comes to our body, we won't go and get a strategy to start ourselves off. So I'm not telling you that's you who's asking me this question now. And when you're saying, where do I start? Well, if you look at the guide, and you also go to the Perfect Day Guide on the Doc of Detox library, Abby and I did a perfect day, okay? And we videoed it, and it's right under the guide. But we're going to do a professional perfect day, eh, Abby? And we're going to do that when we get back from Toronto. We're going to try to make it as easy as possible so the whole world doesn't have to come to us, because we could never have the whole world come to us, okay? So we want to give the gift to everyone. But understand, getting started and getting a consult is probably the best money you're going to spend, because you've got our support with no extra cost ever again. So, because we know that our system is going to work. So when you're saying, when do I take these things? First of all, go read the guide, go watch the Perfect Day video, okay? And then read the fasting guide over. Look at, you're worth it. Investigate this, challenge it. But the biggest thing you're ever going to have to do is challenge yourself, because it's not about me. You're going to have to challenge your beliefs, because it's your beliefs that are going to limit you from doing what you want to do. I mean, did anybody get this yet? That everybody who's calling has limited beliefs?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it. And you
The
have
most, the most important thing with any of the ionic calcium products, you just don't have any food within 30 minutes before or after taking it.
and you can every 4 hours. So we have people that are doing it 4 or 5 times a day. And you know what? I have to tell everybody this, okay? The Merigen's really expensive. It's our most expensive product, but it's also one of our most powerful product. It's mind-blowing. And the thing is that if a person did the Merigen every 4 hours, and then one person did it just once a day, and another person did it 4 times a day, that person's going to turn around problems 4 times faster. It's one of the only products where the more you take it, the faster it works, but you do it just every 4 hours. It must be every 4 hours, and you cannot take anything after a half hour before or after, but it's amazing. Well, you can do your fulvic. You can drink fulvic water right up until 5 minutes prior. So we're not talking about liquids. We're talking about solids here. Anything that takes digestion, all right? Remember that. So it's anything that takes digestion, and most of our products don't take digestion. Almost all of them. Even the humic will go into your stomach and out of your stomach in 5 minutes. The fulvic doesn't take any digestion. Okay? The ATP and all these others, they don't take digestion. So they're in and out pretty fast. Okay? So we're talking mainly about solid food of that nature.
Okay.
All right?
Well, I'll be calling in for a consultation then, because that's what I want to do.
Well, you know what? And I'll tell you,
And I heard.
you know why we tell everybody a consult? Because we don't want you to waste money. Okay? If anybody ever feels they had a consult from us and it was a waste of money, we'll return your money, no questions asked. Okay? Because it's like this. Isn't a strategy important? When you're going out to do something, wouldn't you like to have a proven strategy?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also if you call up and you go, hey, Abby, you were told me to do this, this, and this, and I feel this. Abby knows. She knows your story, and she helped you build it. And she's going to go, okay, yeah, got it. Do this, this, and this. Boom, got it. Then you move on. Then you call back again in a few days. Oh, I just hit another little bump. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? You know, it's so important because you know what? I do not want to become what I used to be. Okay? And that it was all about product and it was all about the product sales. And I'm telling you, there's so many people out there that are pushing product continually. And if you look at my stuff, if you would look at my stuff 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I was a product man. And you'll see now, I want to carry the best products, but understand something. The empowerment of healing is the information that we give our patients. Or not our patients, but our students. We don't call them patients. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So, but two more questions. So when I follow this program in the fasting, and I'm going to start with just one day, but when I get up to many more days and stuff, will I be able to get rid of my the diabetes that they diagnosed me with?
Do you have first of all,
Is it type 2?
is it adult onset diabetes? Hello?
The phone's cutting out. I'm not hearing.
Is it
I can hear. I can hear now. Hello?
is it adult onset diabetes?
Yes.
Okay.
No problem.
That should take
I was in an accident.
that takes a few days to a few weeks. Did you hear what I just said? In most cases, it takes a few days to a few weeks to turn it around. And the more that you take insulin tablets, the more that you get any type of injections, the harder it's going to be. And when you tell your pancreas you no longer need it, Well, then guess what? Then it's not a problem. You actually don't have diabetes. What you have is you have an exhausted pancreas that says, why don't you just give me a break and have some sane eating, and instead of being insane. And then also the other thing is looking at the emotional attachment to diabetes, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing you said about those Tesla glasses, those glasses with the holes in it, that's something with diabetes. I sort of heard you say. What did you say?
Okay,
with
first, Tesla glasses don't have holes in them. Tesla glasses they're called fluorine lenses that Tesla invented. And just so you know that blue light, okay, blue light right now in China is causing 25,000 people to go become diabetic every day in China because of blue light. Okay, and that also that almost every Asian person that is around the age of 20 and 25 has myopia now from blue light, and blue light is one of the main causes for adult onset diabetes, along with refined carbohydrates and sugar, and and also dairy. We know that dairy is a big cause of it too. It can actually cause diabetes in a young child and create juvenile diabetes if the young child gets dairy too young. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Abby, do you want to go over just what some
Yeah.
of the things we use when we do the fasting? And then if you want to jump in, Mary, if you have anything to say, I'll just sit back and let you girls take it away.
So the nebulizer, this is the nebulizer. We have the face mask attachment on it here, and then it's just covered with some tape. So first you would want to do 1/8 of a teaspoon of the silver bullet solution. And then you would just, of course, just hold it to your mouth and make sure you're not tilting it back. You need the liquid to come forward. So you want it to be like straight or even tilted like tiny bit forward. That way it's not going to turn off on you. And then they come with batteries or the charger as well. So you can do either or. So basically it just flips open like this. And there's a little hole right at the bottom here. You can see that. So you're just filling 1/8 of a teaspoon into that hole of the silver. And then right after that, you would want to do the fulvic eye drops because it's a clear color, whereas the other fulvic is dark. And you can also put a drop of the Ormus minerals. It's absolutely amazing. Honestly, I have been doing this every day, and it feels like you're by the ocean when you're breathing in the air because it's just beautiful. You're getting all your minerals into your lungs and it's getting all the way into your bloodstream. So this is very important when fasting. It's gonna, like on my shaky days that I did have, where when I first woke up, I was a little shaky. This completely brought me back along with the HP plus. So
I will add to that too, Abby. I had a lot of lymphatic drainage, and it really helped a lot. Like my ears were stopped up. I was stuff coming out of my nose. I'm like the healing crisis wonder person. Stuff happened. But the nebulizer really, really helped calm that. It was really helpful.
Awesome. That's good to know. And yeah, with any sinus problems, allergies, it's going to help with any of those conditions, even for your respiratory health, like we were mentioning earlier with Susan. So very important. And then I was talking about the calcium products. I didn't fully get through them. So I just want to talk about them. The Megagen is the regular one. And then we do have the Dentagen. So for me personally right now, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the Megagen first thing in the morning, and then I'm doing the Dentagen in the afternoon, and then the Megagen again in the evening before bed. And that's mainly because I want to target my dental health and just my jaw. I have some calcification from my past, and the Megagen is the regular dose. I'm young enough that I can just get away with that. And then there are the other ones here, Cartigen. So if you have cartilage problems going on in your body, like lack of cartilage in your knees, which just means they're calcified, they're not actually, you didn't wear down your cartilage. That's going to restore the cartilage. And then we do have the Elzagen. So anything for the brain, this will target that. Elzagen for Alzheimer's. And then for any children under the age of, I think it's 12. I don't know if it says it on the bottle.
Yeah, it is.
Under the age of 12, yeah. So
Yeah.
the Ozo Junior, this is going to help your kids develop to their
Full potential.
best of their. Thank you, yes. and then after the age of 12, they can do the Megagen. But of course, that's just in addition. You wouldn't be fasting your children under the age of 12. That's just something that they can do on a daily basis. And then one other thing, so you can do that down there. Dry skin brushing, really important, because this is going to move your lymphatic system, get that lymph fluid moving, because it's not going to move on its own. So you want to stimulate it by doing dry skin brushing and also rebounding. So do light rebounding, 5 minutes a few times a day, as often as you can. And that's going to keep your energy levels up, because it's going to be bringing in more oxygen into your body as well, because it's an aerobic workout. So it's creating an aerobic state in your body. You can do light core twisting as well when you're doing your fast to just get some extra exercise in. Foam rolling and just stretching. Those are the best things to stick with. You don't want to really be doing I love working out at the gym. I lift weights, light weights, but moving forward, I'm not really going to be doing that for the next 5 days of my fast. I'm just going to be doing the lighter stuff. And then you can also do infrared saunas at a low temperature. I wouldn't go over 120, and just go with how your body feels. Make sure you're getting your electrolytes in. Make sure you drink a big bottle of fulvic acid with the Ormus minerals in. Get that in before you get in the sauna, and have one in there while you're in the sauna as well. And then your HP plus. And then you, of course, want to rehydrate when you get out of the sauna as well. And that's just going to help keep everything moving. And yeah.
Thank you, Abby. I just want to tell everybody too, check out our rebounder. I mean, for some of you, maybe the shipping might be too far, but we do make the best rebounder in the world. Check out our 50-inch rebounder. The bounce on it is just amazing. And remember something, when you're working out, you're not working out. You're actually just learning to lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone while you're fasting. That's it. But you're lightly doing it. It's like, I love you, body. I'm going to nurture you. So, light foam rolling, core twisting, rebounding, everything is done very calmly, very peaceful. And stay connected to your lion heart breathing, because that's what the focus is about. And I'm gonna ask Mary something in a second. But what I want everyone to understand is, look, fasting is an amazing gift that we're able to do. It's not expensive. And I'll tell you right now that if you do our fasting the way that we lay it out for you, we'll help support you. I mean, it's more effective in creating new stem cells and spending $125,000 in going and getting them and rolling the dice and hope it works, because fasting is a key that you're going to create more stem cells than you've ever created in your whole life to renew your immune system. But here's the deal. Fasting is about learning the authentic you, to really getting in and going inside, because understand something, until you feed the spirit, the body doesn't heal. And you know what? Wait till you really get to go inside and feel that true spirit that you have, and really, really embrace it. I mean, Mary, when you were going through the fast, did it do anything for you on an emotional level, or did you feel like maybe you were connecting to your spirit more? Because what people do today is they are all physical. I mean, we do not honor, we don't even respect the spirit. When understand something, that you're 99.9999999% a spiritual being, and you're not even 1% a physical being. So, Mary, tell me what your experience was, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Honestly, it's the gratitude that you have for your body. I mean, as women, how often can you say that? Like, how many women do you know that say, "Oh God, I love my body so much. It's the most beautiful thing. It's such a gift from God." You rarely hear that because we are not taught that. We are taught that we are imperfect and we have all this work that we have to do all the time. And so when you really connect from the inner self to the outer self, and that pathway is open, it creates this love that you have for yourself that you didn't even know was possible. Like, I feel the way now about myself that I do about my children. Like, you see your children and you just want to like envelop them in this love. And I feel that way about myself now for the first time in my life. Like, this connected those dots 100%. I can't even explain to you the gratitude that I feel for what I am, because I finally realized it. And fasting absolutely did that, because it allowed me for the first time in my life to truly focus on the most important person in the room, me.
Total
I love
love.
that.
Total love. Abby, what would you like to say before we close?
So a couple, like connecting to your spirit, honestly, that's one of the most amazing things with fasting, because you really do connect, and you have a lot more time on your hands too to put towards all of these self-loving acts. So meditation and
Praying.
yes, and honestly, like I put on 432 hertz frequency music or 528 frequency music or classical music, and I just sit there with candles lit all around me, and just in total peace, and just focusing on me and what I want for my future, what I want for my body. And seriously, you can feel your spirit just awakening and coming out of you, and you can connect so much more. And I've also been getting up every morning at 6:45 to sun gaze, and that's been such a beautiful experience. And I open my blinds and I can be in bed and even watch the sunrise from the angle of my room. So that's awesome. But I've been trying to go outside and do it as well as much as I can. But the sun gazing has made such a big difference and has made my sleep so much better as well. I've been sleeping through the night way better than I was before I was doing that. So sun gazing is beautiful. If you guys can get out and do it for 15 to 20 minutes every morning, and you just stare off and focus on the one spot, and you're not going to ruin your eyes by doing this. Honestly, your eyes create a shield from any, if there could be any harm from it, then it would create a protection. And you see it, and it's like the most magnificent thing. It's so bright at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it just has these swirling rings around it. And it's totally just reprogramming your third eye, your pineal gland, releasing your melatonin for the night. And that's why you sleep so much better. And you just focus on your intentions for the day. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you,
So I
Abby.
recommend fasting for everybody.
Beautiful.
Me too.
Mary, what would you like to say before we say goodbye to all our beautiful listeners?
Well, actually, yeah, the one thing I have to just add to what Abby's saying, I live in Southern California, so I am super blessed by the sunshine, right? And for those of you that are feeling like you might be afraid to do this and that there's a fear part of you, go out into the sun and look at it and look at this beautiful world that you have been given as your playground. And then ask yourself, is this something that's really going to harm me?
The sun, nothing would be alive without the sun. So
Exactly.
the sun is our biggest gift.
Absolutely.
Thank you, both of you. Stand,
Thank you
everybody.
so much, Dr. Wolfe. Thank you.
you. We are all just walking, talking batteries, otherwise solar panels. And unless you're willing to feed your spirit, the physical body is not going to be healthy. It's just not. And remember something, your sun is your recharge. And the reason why we talk about a whole plant-based diet is this. From now on, I want you to look at everybody that you hang around with. Don't hang around with them unless they're full of light, okay? And if they're not full of light, help them become full of light by being the light. And take a look at the foods you eat and ask yourself, will this bring light into my body? What's the frequency in this food? Is it dead? Is it high vibrational? All right? And understand something. You're not so bad. I know you think you are. You can hardly be with yourself. And then if I have to look inside myself, oh my gosh, what if everybody's right and I'm awful? And I get in there and find out that there's nothing good in me. You know what? That's why you don't want to go there, is you're taught not to, because that's the point of power. Your point of power is in the present moment and going in and taking a look at your beautiful spirit, your beautiful soul. Okay? So if you like the show, maybe you want to join us tomorrow for Braveheart Nation, because guess what? Like I said before, what's it called? Do you deserve to heal? Let me tell you, you're only limited by your beliefs for your healing on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level. End of story. And you better get this. That which created the whole universe loves you. Never, ever didn't not love you. Okay? And I want to leave you with one other thing. Okay? And this is a little quote that I wrote, and it's called Braveheart. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I am healed, I am Braveheart. God bless, and thank you for joining us, and have the best day of your life until we see you tomorrow. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.